Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, shit of all ages, HollywoodShono here, about to give you another daily vlog on Saturday, October the 3rd. Now, you guys seem to really like me talking about topics other than video games, so I'm going to do the same today to start today's daily vlog. First off, I'd like to thank Jeremy Bowman for his $5 donation yesterday. I really hope that you do make a serious effort to learn how to play Marvel Contest of Champions and give a full-time sit another shot, because Dashi, I'm sure 90-some P. Howard and others would love to see you back in the family. Speaking of wanting people back in the family, if 90-some P. Howard were to ever want to play Marvel Contest of Champions, I don't know if he still got all of his hostilities out from me or what happened in the last 2 months or so, but the door is always open for a return. Now today I also want to go over some topics within WWE and how I feel about current programming. Now, as you guys know, a lot of things suck on WWE right now, but I'm going to tell you one thing that does not suck, and that is Sami Zayn's promos, as well as just the way he acts. I don't know why, it doesn't feel scripted. It feels like him naturally. It's just gold, everything that he touches, and he deserves to be Intercontinental Champion. I don't know why his storylines are way more believable than Roman Reigns at the moment, and a lot more exciting. Yeah, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are going to waste another main event on a pay-per-view. But at the same time, I'm more curious to see what Sami Zayn is capable of. I think that he's capable of great things. And I think that if Kevin Owens is booked right, which is rather interesting, that there is a confrontation with The Fiend. So my daily vlog was interrupted by Best Buy, as I have a package, as I ordered 4 of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies for about $36, so I will probably be binge watching that this weekend or early next week. But as I was talking about, I'm curious to see what they're doing with Kevin Owens and Alexa Bliss. I think both of them are doing some great promos that you can tell they mean it. It's not scripted. It feels completely real, like they're acting a great... and Alexa Bliss has always been a great performer. No doubt. Awesome performer. On the Raw side of things, I really wish that Seth Rollins would just stop trying to be a mid-card talent. I kind of like him in the main event. I know that they're giving Drew McIntyre a chance to shine. But why hasn't Seth Rollins got a shot at Drew McIntyre? Why is he screwing around with the Mysterios? I just feel that WWE booking has been really shitty lately. And to further source that, I'm going to tell you guys 9 things that I hate about all WWE programming right now. First off, tag matches on all brands are just disgusting. You don't have any dedicated tag teams. You have singles people paired up. The Street Profits suck as a tag team. The Viking Raiders, even though I think it's Ivar or Eric, one of the two are injured for 8 months, there's just no dedicated tag teams. The Usos are the only tag team, but Jimmy Uso's not wrestling. It's all Jey Uso. And I really don't want to see another main event where Roman Reigns just beats the hell out of him. I'm sorry. That is not entertaining to me. I can't think of one good tag team on Raw. All the good tag teams are on NXT, quite frankly, right now. If the Usos get on their game, then yeah, they could be a great tag team, but we're seeing a lot of singles people paired up in the tag matches, and honestly would not be upset if they got rid of tag teams. Until the New Day recovers, I'd like to see tag teams and women's titles be defended on both brands and not exclusive to one brand. I wish the WWE would get rid of the draft, because that feels like 95% of the problems within the WWE. And now my second level of annoyance within the WWE would have to be Baron Corbin and his promos. I just feel that, yeah, he's a native asshole in real life, but at the same time, it just feels like he's not really trying. He's just generic and boring. If he had half the promo skills as Sami Zayn, or even 75% of the promo skills as Kevin Owens, he might be okay, or even Aleister Black, but Baron Corbin to me is boring as hell. And I'm tired of seeing him in the upper mid-card, and I'd like to see him in the low card maybe. The problem is Baron Corbin is a talented wrestler, and they push him in the upper mid-card, but when it comes to the big title matches, other than Intercontinental, he can't get it done. But because Sami Zayn is Intercontinental Champion, and quite frankly, I love his promos, you're not going to see him with a belt anytime soon. He's going to be feuding with people like Shorty G, Matt Riddle, which I'm happy for Matt Riddle. I hate that they changed Keith Lee's music. I hate that they changed Aleister's Black music. Let's talk about the third thing that pisses me off about WWE programming, and that would be Bayley's promos. Her as a performer is great, but like Nia Jax, she needs to just shut the hell up and do her thing. Like, her level of trash talking is not entertaining, it's annoying. And maybe that's the vibe they want people to get because she's a heel, she needs to be annoying. But the sooner that they drop it and make her an actual wrestler like when she was a face, I'd be a lot better, because the less I hear Bayley talk, the more I might actually tolerate her. But she is one of the worst talkers in WWE right now. And she needs to put some fucking socks on while she's working. What is up with WWE performers wearing tennis shoes with no socks? Put some damn socks on. You're not presentable. You're not taken seriously. The fourth thing I can't stand to see, and thankfully I'm glad I haven't seen in several weeks, is Humberto Carrillo. The guy has no talent, no character, no charisma, and he just doesn't stand out. Quite frankly, I feel he should have been on NXT or even 205 Live, because the guy's just boring to see. Like, Mexican wrestlers to me are just boring. That was like the 1990s, early 2000s, and outside of Rey Mysterio, who I still enjoy seeing, even though he's getting up there in age, was really the only Mexicans other than like Ultimo Dragon that I could actually tolerate. Like, Kalisto I couldn't tolerate because he's just boring. He's just another low-grade Mexican wanting to be exactly like Rey Mysterio. He ain't no Alberto Del Rio, actually had charisma and a personality. I just can't stand Mexican wrestlers. Speaking of Mexican wrestlers, Dominic Mysterio, why the hell are you not on NXT? Yeah, the guy's a performer, yeah. He's the son of Rey Mysterio, so he's going to get high profile, and that's probably why Rey Mysterio agreed to sign with the company again, because Dominic was able to go right to Raw and not into developmental, or maybe he's just under the scenes developmental. I just can't get behind the storyline with Seth Rollins, and I think the sooner that Seth Rollins ends his feud with Dominic Mysterio, the sooner I might be able to tolerate him, because right now, I just feel it's a giant waste of time, and nobody's going to take that seriously. Next up is Buddy Murphy. I think he needs to do like Austin Fury and go back to NXT, because Buddy Murphy came up too soon and is not good. Now, speaking of people that need to go back to NXT, I think Lars Sullivan is not ready for the main roster. I think his ass needs to go back to NXT, and I love his work. I loved his entrance. His entrance was great. I loved his look. I don't care of his past, because I don't know him like that. But at the same time, I would like to see Lars Sullivan back on NXT, terrorizing the main roster and actually getting a title, because it seems like he's too injury prone on the main roster. Next up on number 7, the Riot Squad have no fucking talent, and our garbage wrestlers need to go back to NXT because they have no place on the main roster, and I feel that their work is terrible. It's like Outlaw Mud Show wrestling, if we can use a phrase from Jim Cornette. It's just terrible. Like, I see them perform, it's on the same level as Shotzi Blackheart and Lana. At least Shotzi has a gimmick, but it's stupid. Lana, on the other hand, has no skill, and I can't wait until she joins Miro in AEW, because she's a pile of garbage, just like Renee Young's commentary. And if you guys ever wonder why the WWE is in sinking ratings, it's not because of Raw Underground, because I think 2 weeks ago, before the pandemic hit Raw Underground, which all 5 members of Retribution are quarantined, some of the members of that got quarantined. I actually liked Raw Underground last week. I think it has a chance to do well if it's booked right. Obviously, Dabba-Kato got rubbed the wrong way. Like, why would you feed him to Braun Strowman? I also feel that Braun Strowman is going to Raw. I think Kevin Owens is going to SmackDown. I think that Otis is going to Raw, and Tucker is just going to get buried and not even used on SmackDown. I think that they're going to break up the tag team. I don't know. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke on Raw are not going to revitalize the tag team division, because women's tag team wrestlers are garbage. I did like Bayley and Sasha Banks, and Bayley could just shut the hell up. I do like Sasha Banks as a performer. I think that she's got a lot of potential, and Honestly, I liked her, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, even if I can't stand her fucking Japanese. Io Shirai can go. Shayna Baszler can go. I'm glad that she got a run as a tag champion outside of fat-ass Nia Jax that can't wrestle without injuring people. Needs to go back to NXT for training. I desperately do miss Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. I think they are two performers that are missed. Like, I'm tired of hearing Charlotte Flair talk just like Bayley, but Charlotte Flair can wrestle. Becky Lynch, I could listen to talk all day, even though I can't stand her accent. I feel that Becky Lynch is a great performer, and she worked her way up over the years. Unlike another wrestler that whines like a little bitch, also known as Ronda Rousey, who's too scared to do anything that she's lost in, and wants to go raise her farm animals and suck 2K's dick in order to get sponsored by them. Would I like to see Ronda Rousey back in WWE? Yes. I thought she was a great performer, and I like the way that Becky Lynch got put over by Ronda Rousey, but I kind of find it funny that you lose one match, you stop doing what you're doing. That is not a good sport, and that is not a good brand. And that could have brought some of the WWE people down because, for example, Ronda Rousey squashed Liv Morgan. She squashed Ruby Riott and made her look like a pile of garbage. She's also beaten Natalya a couple times. And just all of them lose so much credibility. I think the women's division in WWE would have a lot more credibility if they would just put everything in one brand. We don't need a brand split. We need better talent. And I think the sooner that they get rid of the brand split on Raw and SmackDown and just fire another 50 or 60 wrestlers that just suck, including Miro, who I think is a pile of shit, just like boring Brody Lee, who's still boring in AEW. Jon Moxley was a bad one to go, but to be fair, he got some shitty gimmicks in the last year. But at the same time, he doesn't want to do anything but garbage wrestling. He didn't fit the mold for WWE. I would love to see the Shield come back, but until Dean Ambrose actually came back as Jon Moxley, that'll never happen. I have a lot more wrestling knowledge. If you want to hear more daily vlogs talking about certain wrestlers, leave your comments down below, because I could talk about wrestling for days. I've been watching wrestling for over 30 years. I have a lot more to say. Now, for anybody that is curious on what is inside the box here, I'm going to open it up. Nothing major. I got recyclable film as my package, guys. Now, we actually have a bunch of Blu-rays. So these were about $36 for all four. We got Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, Pirates of the Caribbean, World's End, and Dead Man's Chest. I already had one of the movies. Now I have all five of them. Really quick, I'd like to ask everybody to perform rough sex under an umbrella, like the one you see here. I'd like for the raindrops to keep coming out of your dick as you come so hard in your girl's pussy that she doesn't want you to stop and she wants you to do another load in her. Make sure that you also take the rim of the umbrella and use it as a dildo. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow for either a Q&A or a daily vlog. I haven't decided which yet, because I do want to farm Crystal Trove.
www.youtube.com/HollywoodShono. Subscribe, bitches!
Call Stephen P. News. If you need to sue. An outlaw mud show or two. Filter the rest.